नमस्सर्वेभ्यः स्वागतं प्रार्थनया प्रारम्भं कुर्मः प्रार्थनात् प्राक् अस्माकं प्रिय जापनीस् देशस्य नेता पुरातननेता शिंजो अबे वर्यस्य आत्मा शान्तिपथे अस्तु मुक्तिं प्राप्नोतु सः इति प्रार्थनया अपि प्रारम्भं कर्तुम् इष्यामि। गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणि विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। हरि ओम तत्सत्। अस्तु, तु अस्माभिः सप्तमपाठे अस्माकं विद्याप्राप्तिः चरति। तु तत्र उपसर्गाः इत्यस्मिन् भागे वयं स्मः। उपसर्गाणां विषये किञ्चित् ज्ञात्वा अग्रे सरामः। तु उपसर्गाः इत्युक्ते किं? प्रीफिक्सस् इति तत्र सूचितमस्ति। प्रीफिक्सस् इति तत्र किमपि इतोपि किञ्चित् वक्तव्यमस्ति। न केवलं प्रीफिक्स्, क्रिया धातोः, अत्र क्रियापदानां मूलभागः यदस्ति धातुः तस्य प्रीफिक्स अस्ति उपसर्गाः। तो एवं अत्र प्रप्रथमं केचनानां वाक्यानां पठनं कृत्वा उपसर्गाणां गतिः कथं भवति इति ज्ञास्यामः। तो संस्कृतभारत्या एकमेव धातुं स्वीकृत्य भिन्न उपसर्गाणां प्रयोगेन साकं धातोः अर्थं कथं भिद्यते इति वर्णितमस्ति। उदाहरणमाध्यमेन वर्णितमस्ति। तत् पठामः प्रथमं। तो upasargas are basically prefixes, but specifically they are prefixes to the verbs, okay, especially to the dhatu part or the stem part of the verbs, okay. So the root, what we call it, and there are quite a lot of them, 22 in the classical list. There are a few others that act like upasargas also in practical life, but 22 predominant ones, we'll study them. And what they do is, when attached to the dhatu, and in turn when the dhatu becomes a proper kriyapada using the correct pratyaya, okay, whatever is permitted for dhatus to take those forms, those upasarga deviate the root meaning of the dhatu, the original meaning of the dhatu, are made to be deviated in related ways to other meanings. Okay, so we will see the effect of upasargas on some of the dhatus using practical examples as demonstrated by Samskrita Bharati through these examples now. Sita jalam harati. Sita carries water. Nayati is a similar meaning, no? Takes. So harati is a derivative meaning of similar nature. Okay, harati. Bhimaha duryodhanam praharati. Bhima strikes Duryodhana. So praharati, which is what we are mostly familiar with in local languages, prahara, praharana, praharati, we know it very much. We almost always know this dhatu with the pra meaning largely, or samharati meaning. Okay, a few other meanings are popular in local languages. Harati itself is not so popular. So the original meaning of this dhatu is about carrying. Okay, so in a sense, so Bhimaha Duryodhanam praharati, he strikes Duryodhana. Okay, so Sa basically carries an instrument towards the person, which means strikes, that sense. Okay, Sa punyam aharati. Okay, so aharati, just like carries, is like going away from the focus point of the speaker, that sense, to somewhat. Aharati is similar to agachati, anayati, this sense. Okay, more like anayati. So sa punyam aharati gives the sense of she brings merit. Okay, instead of carries it away, she brings it. So it's still carrying but approaching the speaker in that sense. Okay, or to herself in this case, brings to herself the merit. Sa punyam aharati, or to us. If it is Saraswati or somebody, then she is bringing punya to us. Raguhu yagam aharati. Okay, see now this sense of aharati has changed due to context. Okay, Raghu performs a sacrifice, so brings merit has become performs. Okay, aharati, performs a sacrifice. Yes, sacrifice is a very crude translation of yaga. You guys know it is a certain process to appease the gods. Okay, usually a fire sacrifice where we offer samit and other dhana to the fire along with ghee and other things. Okay, so Raguhu Yagam Aharati, conducts, performs, that sense. Ramaha Ravanam Samharati. So this one is the conclusion of Praharati. So Samharati kills Ravana. Okay, Samhara, we know very well in all Indian languages it is there. Closure of the life, Samhara. It actually means simply to properly strike. That means proper strike means closure. Okay. So Rama kills Ravana. Sarve Chandrikayam Viharanti. Okay. Everyone in the moonlight. Chandrika is moonlight, like Kaumudi, Chandrika, beautiful names like that are there for moonlight. So Chandrikayam Viharanti. Vihara also we know in all Indian languages. Okay. In fact, the name Bihar is apabramsha of Vihar only. Okay. So Viharanti. So they uh, roam around. Okay, in the moonlight. So they have translated this vihara to its ultimate fruit sense of enjoy. Here enjoyment is because of moving around. So vihara generally means to move around in a with a happy state of mind. Okay, all right. Guruhu samshayam pariharati. So the guru, the teacher, he solves pariharati, solves the doubt. Okay, clarifies the doubt. Okay, so pariharati. So we have harati, the original kriya pada with the dhatu. Now changing to praharati, aharati, samharati, viharati or viharanti in this case plural, pariharati. Several derivatives and in some places contextually varying meanings also. Okay, so for the same with the same upasarga. So this is the power of upasarga to take the dhatu into newer meanings and nuances to further expand the ability to uh, express our feelings about some actions. Okay, so that is the about the harati part. Now saha vartate. So now this is about vartma, that sense of the dhatu, to be, to exist. Okay, that sense. Okay, so somewhat close to bhavati only. It's a little more explicit in existential assertion than bhavati. Okay, saha vartate, he exists. Karyakramaha pravartate. So pravartate means vartate and pravartate means it exists and moves on. That means it progresses. A program goes on. So the progression of the vartma is pravartana. So pravartana also is in the sense of behavior, etc. In different contexts, slight variant meanings take place. Okay, yeshaha pratinivartate. Okay, so the prati upasarga and ni. So there are two upasargas there. So prati nivartate, returns. Okay. So nivartate itself is exits. Prati nivartate is sense of returns, in the sense he had come and now he is leaving. So eshaha prati nivartate, he returns back to wherever he came from. That kind of thing. Okay. All right. Iyam tishtati. So that is about few variants of the Vartma variant. So Vartate, Pravartate, Pratinivartate, couple of examples. So now they have gone to Stha Dhatu. So Tisht, Stha. So couple of variants of that they have shown. The idea here is not to explode all variants, to give a sample of what is practically useful for us in the real world. Okay, because the combinations are too large to completely list. Iyam tishtati. So she, Iyam is that others variant. Okay, so different from Esha, but it is similar in meaning to Esha. Okay, Esha tishtati, Iyam tishtati, she stands. Okay, so that we know. Stha dhatu's original meaning is standing. Sa prathishthate, prathishthate, pra upasarga added, and you see the notice this. This is a very important. Tishtati, which was a parasmaipadi dhatu, stha dhatu, which was a parasmaipadi dhatu, with certain upasargas, in this case with the pra upasarga, it has taken on the atmanepaditva. So pratishthathe is the declension. So this is another thing. Some upasargas influence certain dhatus to switch the padi. Okay, typically the switching is towards atmanepadi, we see notice. Okay, some of them do come from atmane to parasmaya also. Both are noticed. Sa pratisthate. So she starts off. So she begins something. Okay, so pratisthate. Okay, so onset of some new action by her. Sa pratisthate. So of course we know pratishtha also has the sense of some certain height in status, right? Heightened status of somebody. So that means somebody properly standing at a higher post. That kind of thing is also called pratishtha. So there are derivative meanings of this pra upasarga added in different contexts. Okay. Lokayanam Janan Nayati. Lokayanam is the yanam, which is the vehicle for the people. Loka is Jana. So Lokayanam, the people's vehicle. Janan, many people as Karmapada, Dvitiya Bahuvachana. Janan Nayati, it takes. Okay, so the bus takes many people. A bus carries people. Nayati. So that is the ni dhatu. So now that dhatu changing, Ramaha Sitam Parinayati. An akara change of the na is due to the repa here. Ra, the repa, ri. It has influenced the na to change to na. Parinayati. So nayati means to take. Parinayati is Rudi Artha is in the sense of taking her away to his household, means marries. He marries Sita. Okay, so Parinaya is the name of the entire process of wedding itself nowadays. So Ramaha Sitam Parinayati. Rudyartha. The original dhatu simply means to take. Nayati. Okay. Valmikihi Ramayanam Pranayati. See Pranama, Pranaya. So, okay. Pranama may be slightly different dhatu, but anyway. So, Pranayati. So, Pranaya in normal Loka world, which we think if it has something that is loud or the affection that we call Pranaya, but that may be one of the meanings of Pranaya. But here, Pranayati, okay, you see, Valmiki Ramayanam Pranayati is in the simple sense of composes the Ramayana. Okay, so again, it's difficult how Nayati in Rudi switched in Pranayati to that kind of meaning. Some path would have been there. We can come up with some explanation, but unless we leave the era in which these meanings took place, we won't be able to fully unravel that. But today we take the meaning as composes or puts together, that sense. Okay. Balaha gacchati. Boy goes. So simple gam dhatu. Balaha gacchati. Gajaha agacchati. Very familiar to us. An elephant comes. Okay, a boy goes, becomes an elephant and comes back. Agacchati. Okay, not that. I am just joking, guys. Vachanam sangacchate. See here again, atmanepaditva. With agacchati, there is ang upasarga did not change the gacchati's paditva. Whereas some, just like we saw earlier also, here, pratishthathe, pra upasarga, changed it. So, for example, for vartate, which was a atmanepadi dhatu, it stayed atmanepadi with a couple of examples shown. But stha dhatu did change in one place. Now, again, we see gam dhatu change with some upasarga. Okay. So, sangacchate. So, this some has become sang due to gakaras. So, the anunasika variant has been used as the nasika. So, sangacchate. So, vachanam sangacchate. So, it appropriately fits. It meets the needs. That sense is there in sangacchate. So, the saying holds good. Okay, vachanam sangacchate. It's very appropriate. It is befitting. That sense of sangacchate. Okay, dhulihi udgacchati. Dhuli is dust. So even today we have dhul. Na? So dhulihi udgachati. It rises up. Ud is up and gachati moves. So up moves is udgachati means rises up. So it's very straightforward original sense of ut which is up and gachati which is to go. So this is very easy. Some of them have far-field meaning. Agachati was very easy. Gachati, agachati was very easy. Sangachate, difficult to understand why it changed to Atmane, why the meaning went so far. Okay, but that's what it is. Janakaha Vishwamitram pratyudgachati. Prati ut gachati. See, prati upasarga is there, ut upasarga is there, and gachati is there. Pratyudgachati. So upasargas, they are not that only one at a time can attach. They can stack up. Okay, and so of course typically they stack up in a certain order in how they are getting used. You may not find utu plus prati plus gachati. Ut prati gachati may not be there, though it is technically possible to form that. But if it is not in Rudhi, if it is not already been used, then you are hoping your audience will understand you, whatever you mean. Okay. So whereas pratyut gachati, since it is well in vogue, it is in Rudhi, people will understand. Okay. Janakaha Vishwamitram pratyut gachati. So welcomes. So if you see here, how it became welcomes. When a guest comes of certain status, the host will get up, udgachati, goes, approaches the person. Approaching is pratigachati.
Namo Namo Mahadev.
Namaste. So pratigachati means approaches someone. There is no example for pratigachati in the list here, but I'm telling you, pratigachati goes to, like here I have pratigachati goes to, approaches. Udgachati gets up and moves. So pratyudgachati has both that sense what a host does when a guest comes. He gets up respectfully and approaches the guest to welcome him, right? So that pratyudgachati in practice has literally become the translation to welcomes. Whatever is the physical process of welcoming is embedded in the Kriyapada, you see how beautifully pratyudgachati. So there is no further lesson required for the host how to invite a guest. Okay. So welcomes, receives Vishwamitra. So I have a little longer stack for Gam Dhatu. I just found it interesting to explore one of them a little deeper. So I just went. So Gachati goes, Agachati comes, Nirgachati leaves, Adhigachati understands. See how far. Adhi means adhikara, adhikarana or adhikara. That means a location. So reaching a location, to go to a location means to understand in the head. That means we reached a meaning in our head, that sense. Very deep. Udgachati rises, that was their example. Pratigachati, we saw it as part of Pratyudgachati. Samagachati, we had not seen that, joins a group. Okay. Sam plus ang plus gachati. Two upasargas there. Sam plus ang plus gachati. Samagachati. Joins a group. Okay, anugachati follows. See, Ramah gachati, Sita anugachati, Ramam anugachati. That one. Abhigachati faces or confronts, different from pratigachati. Okay, pratigachati approaches, simple meaning, but abhigachati little bit more derived meaning of confronting someone can come, or in a simple sense, simply to face. Abhimukam gachati, abhigachati. That so face to face he goes like that. Okay. Mm. So interesting. Upasargas add color. Now you may ask, don't then upasargas have a fixed way in which they modify dhatus? No, the answer is no. Each upasarga takes different colors with different dhatus, and sometimes contextually based on the sentence you have to take different meanings. Okay. So some good work has been done by Sadhvi, Medha, Michika. Sadhvi, Medha, Michika earlier was a great software programmer, I think working in the US. I'm not sure where she's from, but she's definitely of Japanese origin. That much is very clear. She teaches Samskritam to the Japanese. You will find her YouTube channel with tons of Sanskrit lessons for Japanese and all that. But she has stayed in India for a long time. Right now, I don't know whether she's still staying in India. She moves between Japan and India, and she has taken on an ascetic life. So she is now called Sadhvi Medha Michika. Okay, so Medha is her uh, uh, Vedantic name given to her by Arsha Vidya Gurukulam, where she has taken up the sannyasa. So this Arsha Vidya Gurukulam is doing wonderful work for a lot of things, but importantly from my viewpoint for Sanskritam also. Okay, so I am actively trying to support them. So as I bring reference to the excellent works of Sadhvi Medha Michika, she has one beautiful book called Dhatu Kosha. Okay, very practical, especially for those of us who need English based help. It is a very good book. Okay, obviously the learning she got from her gurus in the Gurukulam only. She has compended as a student whatever she collected. She has decided to release with their permission into books. Okay, so lot of she has this Sadhvi Medha Michika is an Ashtadhyayi expert also, by the way. Okay, she has studied Ashtadhyayi, the Paninian grammar deeply. Okay, and she has written papers even in the computer science world about this Ashtadhyayi etc. is what I hear. So she was the one of the very early ones to propose that a language cannot be written in a more compact grammar text than what Panini has achieved. Is a very wonderful paper that she has to bring attention to Panini in the computer world, okay, of the West. Sometimes Indians also need Westerners to point to something, right? So she has done that for us. In this case, she is from Far East, though, which is nice. So this is the place, bookstore, books on Sanskrit grammar from Arsha Avinash. Arsha Avinash, that's what it is. Okay, that's the portal. So you will find the places to donate also if you wish to help their cause. But you can download things for free there. All works of Sadhvi Michika. So she has done a wonderful book set on Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi, which is a simplified subset of Ashtadhyayi with full explanation. She has done a wonderful work to explain Laghu Siddhanta Kaumudi with English assistance. Very good work. Okay, so that much on Sadhvi Medha Michika. Okay, let's continue reading what Samskrit Bharati has to say about Upasarga. Oh, why I brought attention to her Dhatu Kosha? There are wonderful Dhatu Koshas, of course, from our own parampara. Her attempt in this Dhatu Kosha in a segment, I think it is an appendix or something like that. Her attempt in that appendix of the Dhatu Kosha is to attempt to explain the colors of the Upasargas for quite a few Dhatus. Very scientifically, she has gone about tabulating the meanings of quite a significant number of dhatus, much more than what we see here on the sheet with different upasargas. And through that, she has collected something like 10 to 12 variant derivations of potential meanings for upasargas, okay, in a summary way. So it's useful how it transforms generally. But like I said, since 12 to 13 variations are there for each upasarga, it is very much dependent on the dhatu with which it is attached. And she shows both sets. She shows individually and shows with kriyapadas. Okay. Of course, again, it's not exhaustive work. What she feels is practically useful, she has done. In the above sentences, harati, vartate, tishtati, nayati, gachati are the only verbs used. I mean, here they have not listed the dhatus because at this time trying to list the dhatus separately and showing the derivation is too complex. So the book has focused on using the Vartamana Kala Prathama Purusha Ekavachana, which is our prototype. Harati, Vartate, Tishtati, Nayati, Gachati as the example of the Kriyapada or the only verbs used. You must note that the meanings of these verbs have changed with prefixes pra, vi, etc. These prefixes that change the meaning of the dhatu are called upasargas. There are 22. So remember this simple line. Okay. The prefixes that change the meaning of the dhatu are called upasarga. So simple. There are 22 prefixes. They are prapara, upa, sam, anu, ava, nis, nir, dhus, dur, vi, ang, ni, adhi, abhi, su, ut, prati, pari, api, ati, upa. So here almost everybody is without any technical letter except ang has a nga attached to it. But actual upasarga is a. Okay, but it is always technically read with ang. So to not confuse some other possibilities, I think. So ang. So these are the 22. Try to remember a significant number of them. Okay. There are also some beautiful verses that are easy to memorize, with which potentially you can remember all of them. So some kind of meaningful, pronounceable, not meaningful really, pronounceable words are formed out of this upasarga by ordering them in a certain way by the kavis, by our Vayakarana kavis. So prapara pasaman vavani nirdurabi vyadisudati niprati प्रतिपपर्य पयः उपाङ्गिति विंशतिरेष सखे उपसर्गविधिः कथितः कविना by the kavi. Hey sake, hey dear friend. Some one lady telling another lady, I think sakhe. Okay. Upasarga vidhi is told by our kavis this way: pra, para, apa, sama, anu, ava, nihi, dur, abhi, vi, adhi, su, su, ut, ut, suda. See, sandhis have happened, so we have to know the sandhis to break them up. Su, ut, ati, ni, pra, prati. Okay, prati, prati, two different. Yeah, pra has already come. So prati, apa, pari, or prati, pari. Okay, prati, pari, apa, yaha. So pluralizing of that set. So this yaha is those things like that. So anyway, instead of trying to break the sandhi actively in front of you, I have already kind of done that effort. So these words are formed out of this. Prapara, apasam, anu, ava, nirdur, abhivi, adhi, su, ut, ati, ni, prati, pari, api. Apa ang, upa ang, sorry, apa has already come. So upa ang. So these are the 22. So if you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 only came. Okay. So this verse is listing only 20. In fact, it's even lesser. 20 yeshaha sake upasarga vidhi. But anyway, two more are there really, and the full list is here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So what is missing there, I don't know, but full list is here. I think the verse is much more difficult to learn than just mugging up the list. Okay, I found it very easy to mug up this list. Try to mug up this list. I haven't succeeded till now. Any questions? Okay. All right. So note the following points referring to upasargas. Upasarga is a prefix to a upasarga is prefix to a verb. That means it is always something attached to a dhatu. Okay, and I'll take this verb with a pinch of salt, because upasargas can appear along with dhatus and then become nouns also, like kridantas can also take upasargas. Okay, so finally we study kridantas also as having kriya vachakatva. So though they are not technically verbs in Sanskritam, they actually decline like nouns. So it's a Sanskrit Bharati at this Prathama level doesn't want to go too technical, but to a grammarian that's read incorrectly. That's why I said to a dhatu is how I would read it. Gacchati, agacchati. Sometimes the meaning of a root is changed with prefix. Okay, sometimes it simply enhances, sometimes it changes the meaning. That's what they mean here. Okay, so sometimes the upasarga just enhances the meaning. It doesn't particularly change the meaning as such. Okay. So harati, praharati, carries, strikes or beats. Okay, like this. Okay, so this is another nice verse about upasargas, what they do. Upasargena dhatvartva dhatvartah baladanyatra niyate, praharahara. Okay, I can't read it for my praharahara samhara vihara pariharavat. So prahara ahara samhara vihara pariharavat उपसर्गेण धात्वर्थः बलात् अन्यत्र नियते. So by upasarga, the meaning of the dhatu by force is taken towards something else. Anyatra niyate is taken towards something else, as is studied, understood from prahara, vihara, samhara, etc., etc. sets of the har dhatu. Har dhatu, original dhatu form, I also have to check. Maybe it is hr, dhatu potentially. Okay. So उपसर्गेण धातूनाम् अर्थः बलात् अन्यत्र नीयते यथा प्रहार आहार संहार विहार परिहारवत् इत्येषु यथा तथा. Nice verses the kavis make. To appreciate that. Okay, roots change from Atmane pada to Parasmai pada and vice versa with a prefix sometimes. We had seen this, right? So we saw Tishtati becoming Pratishtate. Okay, they have shown examples the other path. Ramate becomes Viramati. Very interesting. Ramate, okay, enjoys. Viramati rests. Okay, but it's not Viramate, it is Viramati. Okay. So it is becoming Parasmaipadi from Atmanepadi. And Tishtati Pratishtate was the Parasmai to Atmane switch. More than one prefix also may be joined to a verb. We saw this also. Gacchati, agacchati, pratyagacchati. So gacchati goes, agacchati comes, pratyagacchati returns. Okay, something like that. Special attention is necessary when there is a prefix in a verb in the past tense. Very good. Yeah. Aharat is lung of harati, no? Harati, we saw harati earlier. Anyway, aharat is the bhutakala version of harati, no? Somebody stole aharat. Okay. That one, first what we have to do, we have to keep the upasarga first, then the full dhatu with its declension in the lung lakar, in the correct lakara, and then so sometimes you cannot attach, you cannot see aharat and say uh, apraharat, something like that, because praharati is the lat variant. Harati, praharati, you're tending to make it apraharat in the bhutakala. No, no. The pra upasarga should not come immediately behind the dhatu. It should come before any prefix that is as part of the lakara attached. So aharat already has a akara attached to the hr dhatu. So we have to put pra behind the akara. So pra plus aharat, praharat, it will become a savarna dirgha. A plus a. So praharat is the correct form. Not apraharat. Apraharat is incorrect. So that's what they say next. Praharati, apraharat. Don't go that way. Don't go from praharati, go from harati to aharat and then attach back the pra. Okay, that's what is done above. Very important point. Okay, next abhyasa. So these are all the points. So there are 22 upasargas. It is attached to a dhatu. It is changing the meaning sometimes and sometimes asserting the meaning in a slightly more enhanced way. And then it also influences paditva from atmane to parasma and vice versa. Then you can have multiple of them, 2 to 3 of them are seen, not too many. Okay, and then we need to take care when there is a automatic prefix letter in any lakara, the upasargas come even before those prefixes. Okay. Abhyasah. So let us invite one of the brothers or bhaginis to participate. Rupa Jhadav Varye, can you unmute? Rupa Jhadav Varye. Okay, I think she may not be able to unmute for whatever reason. So there is another Jhadav to help us. Oh, Rupa has unmuted. Bhagini, you are able to.
Yeah, my connection is a bit slow. So, but am I audible now?
Yes, you are audible. You are audible. So let us try the first 5 with you. Okay. Saha. So one example is Saha Patam Patitavan. So this one goes back to our Bhutakridanta. Ktavatu Abhyasa. If we remember, I think class before we studied all this. So this is about that part, not about Upasarga so much yet, but this is about the Bhutakridanta we studied. So Saha Patam Patitavan. He, a lesson he read in the simple translation, or became a fellow who read in the complete literal translation. And plurality of that is te patam patitavantaha. So patitavan becomes patitavantaha. Now you solve the next 5 Bhagini in the same way, reading the existing and the new one.
सः क्रीडितवान् ते क्रीडितवन्तः.
Correct. Te kriditavantaha. Very simple. Te kriditavantaha. Well done. Next one.
सः ग्रन्थालयं गतवान्. सः ग्रन्थालयं गतवन्तः.
Saha katam. Saha iti na. ते ग्रन्थालयं गतवन्तः. Well done. Okay, next one.
बालः पुस्तकं नीतवान्. बालाः पुस्तकं नीतवन्तः.
Correct. Or pustakani, because typically so many boys won't carry one book. It is fair to translate that also into plural now. So balaha pustakani neetavantaha. Could be a translation. Pustakam neetavantaha, nothing wrong. Okay. Balaha pustakam neetavantaha. One more, couple of more for you. Yeah.
बालिका फलं भक्षितवती.
Read this phalam fakaraha nasti. Phakaraha.
फलं.
Correct.
बालिका फलं भक्षितवती. बालिका फलानि भक्षितवन्तिः.
वत्यः.
वत्यः.
बालिकाः फलम् और फलानि भक्षितवत्यः. वती वत्यौ वत्यः. Okay. So that there it is van vantau vantaha for pullinga. For strilinga it is vati vatyau vatyah. Okay. Vatyah. Okay. One more.
नृपः राज्यं.
No, not nupraha. Read it again.
नृपः.
नृपः.
नृपः राज्यं रक्षितवान्. नृपः means I don't know.
King.
नृपः राज्यं. I don't know this.
Same. Gatavan. How do you change? Same way Rakshitavan has to change.
रक्षितवन्तः.
But Nrupaha will become?
नृपः.
Nrupaha.
नृपाः.
Nrupaha Rajyam Rakshitavantaha athva Rajyan. If there are individual kingdoms that they are maintaining, then Rajyan. Nrupaha Rajyan Rakshitavantaha. Okay, how Nrupaha becomes king? Nr is the word for people. Okay, or Nara. Nr is the is Nara is coming from Nr. So Pa is protector or Palakaha or something like that. Okay, so Nrupaha is a protector of people. So it's a king. It's an engineered, beautifully engineered construction. Nrupaha. So Nrunam Pati iti Nrupaha could be its Vigraha Vakya. Okay, so Rajyan could be because of multiple Nrupas won't be there for one kingdom. So Nrupaha Rajyan Rakshitavantaha would be the translation. Okay, well done, Bhagini. Thank you. Rupa Jadhav finished. So Ruchita Jadhav is also there with us. Let's see how Jadhavs compete with each other. Ruchita Varye? Ha. Mahodaya, you get the next 5.
रुग्णः औषधं सेवितवान्.
रुग्णाः औषधं सेवितवन्तः.
Very good. Rugnaha aushadham sevitavantah. Next one.
अहं चित्रं दृष्टवान्. वयं चित्रं दृष्टवन्तः.
Samyak. Okay. In your case, of course, you will say aham chitram drishtavati because as a lady you will say drishtavati. It will become vayam chitram drishtavatyah like that. Okay. Huh.
Okay.
Drishtavantah, but that we have to stick to what is written there, not very whether we are male or female. The sentence is in masculine, so we have to go masculine. Very simple. Okay. Continue, Bhagini.
अहं पत्रं प्रेषितवान्.
Hmm.
वयं पत्रं प्रेषितवन्तः.
Correct. Vayam patram preshitavantah. We all sent the letter. Okay. Next one.
त्वं पाठं लिखितवान्.
Hmm.
यूयं पाठं लिखितवन्तः.
Correct. Yum patham likhitavantah. You all wrote the lesson. Hmm.
त्वं धर्मं पालितवान्. यूयं धर्मं पालितवन्तः.
Correct. Yum dharmam palitavantah. You all followed the tenets of dharma. Tenets of dharma is compacted into dharmam itself as a karma pada. Okay. So you all protected or followed the dharma. Something like that. Okay. Well done, Bhagini. Thank you very much. So let us invite Balwant Surti Varya. You can participate.
Yes, sir.
Now you have to take 4 of them, these in the second set, and you have to reverse it to singular now. The similar exercise, but reverse into singular. If you can kindly carry out, yeah.
Vanaraha phalam khaditvantaha. Vanaraha phalam khaditvan.
Correct. Vanaraha phalam khaditavan. Well done. Next one.
Adhyapaka taditvantaha. Adhyapakaha taditvan.
Correct. Adhyapakaha taditavan. So the teacher hit. Sorry about that statement. Okay. Next one.
Lalanaha geetam geetvatyaha. Lalana geetam geetvati.
Correct. Lalana Geetam Geetavati. So Lalana is like a young lady, something like that. Geetam Geetavati. She sang a song. It also has the sense of entertainer, Lalana, but young. I think general reference to a young lady. Okay, continue, sir. One more.
Te vakyam uktvantaha. Saha vakyam uktvan.
Uktavan. Well done.
Uktavan.
Saha Vakyam Uktavan. Kutu Uktavan. Well done. Thanks, Varya. Thanks for participating. Chandrasekharan Varya. V. Chandrasekharan. Can you unmute? Chandrasekharan V. Okay. I think he has some difficulty unmuting. It's okay. Maybe he can participate when he can. Oh, he ended up quitting. I think he pressed the wrong button. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to drive him away. So let's invite Vishnu Priya Varya. Vishnu Priya Varya, can you try the next 4?
वयं कथां श्रुतवन्तः. अहं कथां श्रुतवान्.
Shrutavan, very good. See, she reversed correctly from Shrut. Our tendency will be, for example, Vishnu Priya's tendency will be to go Shrutavati, Aham. Because she is saying Aham, she will think of herself and say Shrutavati, but we have to go according to the sentence there. So Shrutavantaha is masculine plural, so Shrutavan you have to say forcibly. Okay? Aham katham Shrutavan. So don't give in to your own self tendency. Try to look at the sentence, what is there, reverse back the linga exactly. Okay? Well done. 6th.
यूयं चलचित्रं दृष्टवन्तः. अहं युवां यूयम्.
Aham yuvam yuyam.
त्वं युवां यूयं. त्वं युवां यूयं. त्वं चलचित्रं Drishtavan.
Drishtavan, very simple. Tvam chalachitram drishtavan. Very good. Over time, see, right now, Bhagini is trying to recite the table and come to the correct one. Over time, this will become a habit. Okay, it is okay. Now, don't be ashamed that you have to start sahatau tetam tavar aham aham vayam. All those things are okay in the beginning. Okay, that kind of mental torture to recall the table and come to the correct ekvachana is okay in the beginning. After a while, it will start getting internalized. Okay, don't worry.
Okay. Sa. Sa.
Taha.
Stah. Sa. Sa.
Taha
Chitram.
chitram rachitavatyah. You have to first read what is there.
Rachitavatyah. Rachitavanti.
Uh-huh.
Na. Ta. Sa te ta.
Sa is correct. Sa
Sa is ekvachan
ekavachana.
singular only, no?
Correct.
Mane.
It is singular. Sa te taha. So sa is the ekavachana of taha.
Sa chitram rachit.
So many examples about Geetavati, like that.
Okay, Geetavati. Rachitavati.
Very simple. Rachitavati. Dirgha. Okay. Sa chitram rachitavati.
Rachitavati.
Number 8.
Vridhaah kshiram pītavantah. Vridhah kshiram pītavan.
Vriddah kshiram. Oh, okay. Oh, I made a mistake here. Excuse my error. She correctly translated it. Okay, I have to correct myself.
Mahoday, there is one doubt. I mean, feminine Vridha would also be referred to as Vridha, and masculine Vridha would also be referred to Vridha.
Correct. Masculine declension will be Vriddah, Vriddau, Vriddaha. Feminine declension will be Vriddha, Vriddhe, Vriddaha. In plural, both a set of males and a set of females is Vriddaha. But I am looking at Pītavantaha for clue. Pītavantaha is clearly masculine plural. So this must be coming from Vriddaha, Vriddau, Vriddaha. So I have to go Vriddaha rather than Vriddha. Okay. So if I make singular as Vriddha Kshiram Pitavati, it is incorrect answer. Though it is not terribly, but because we failed to see the linga of Pitavantaha in answering. So it is incorrect in the end. It's not so bad, but it is incorrect. So that's why I corrected to Vriddha. Oh, I didn't correct fully, na? See? Vriddha. Okay, I should correct both parts. Okay. Vriddha Kshiram Pitavan.
Kshiram Pitavan.
Thank you, Vishnupriya Avarya. You can rest. We are not having the benefit of your close friend from Bengal attending us nowadays. We are missing her.
Srimantini.
Yes. I'm sure you don't know her directly. I'm just telling. That's all.
No, sir, I don't know her.
No problem. Okay. Let us invite Vasuki Varye. She is there today. Vasuki Varye.
Yes.
So now this exercise is rewriting the following sentences with tavatu ending words. Okay. So basically the exercise now is slightly complex. They have given the dhatu in lung, adhavat, like that. Dhavati becoming adhavat for past tense. They're asking you to switch to the past tense form of the ktavatu, dhavitavan, like that, etc. Okay. So saha adhavat becomes saha dhavitavan. So try that with 4 of these examples, Bhagini.
I will try, sir. I'll make an attempt.
No, make an attempt, yeah.
Yeah. Te dharmam apalayan. Apalayan. Te dharmam palayavam.
Palita something it will become. Te dharmam palita. How one will become plural?
Okay. Palita but. So I need help because I missed quite a few classes.
Very simple. You see, patitavan becomes patitavantaha. So dhavitavan will become dhavitavantaha. Palitavan will become palitavantah. So te dharma. Palitavantah. Actually, I shouldn't write dharmam with halantvakara. We should write with dharmam this way. I showed the switch. That's all. Okay.
Okay. Te
Actually,
dharmam palitavantah.
Next one.
Dhanikah
No,
dhanam.
not dhanikah.
Dhanikah dhanam uddat.
Ada.
Uddadat.
Adadat.
Sorry, adadat. One sec, sir. Sorry, adadat. Dhanikah dhanam da.
Datta something it will come.
Yeah.
Datta.
Dattavant.
Dattavan. Dirgha.
Dattavan.
Dattavan. So dhanikah dhanam dattavan.
Dattavan.
See,
Dhanikah dhanam dattavan.
so this exercise is a very good one because they are teaching you how to take the dhatu, take its transformed appearance in along in the kridanta for ktavatu. So palayan, pal becomes palita, and then the adadat, so that is dadati, the that dhatu da dhatu will become dat. So dattavan, like that. Okay, this so to learn how the dhatus appear in the kridantas as this palita, datta is an exercise for you. After that, you can add this vantaha, van, that is a standard declension for all kridantas, ktavatu kridantas. So gatavantaha, palitavantaha. So this learning for us is more about this palita, datta, how to go from this pal dhatu to pa dhatu actually to palita, like that. Okay.
Okay.
Continue, Bhagini.
Yuvakaha dhanam aganyan.
Aganayan. Aganayan.
Aganayan. Yuvakaha dhanam
Dhanam.
ganyanta ganvanta.
Vantaha should come.
So it will come with the E, no? So
yes, correct. Ganita vantaha.
Ganita vantaha.
See,
Ganita
Ganana,
vantaha.
Ganita vantaha. So actually, there is something called the infinitive form of this verb, which is we use it in our mother tongues. So Ganana, Gamanam, these infinitive forms no, are useful for us to come to things easily. Okay. Ganitavantaha. Yuvakaha dhanam ganitavantaha. So the youngsters counted the money. So that is good. One more Bhagini for you.
Dushtaha janana apidayan.
Apidayan.
Apidayan. Dushtaha janan piditvantaha.
Piditavantaha. No halant. No halant. Piditavantaha. Everything is nice, open mouth with the swaras.
Dushtaha
Piditavantaha.
janan piditavantaha.
Correct. Dushtaha janan piditavantaha. Well done, Bhagini. Thanks for the effort. So let's invite Mrinalini Sharma. Variye Mrinalini.
Mahoday.
Mahoday, you have the last four of this slide. Yeah.
Okay. Balaha Shilakandam Akshipan. Balaha Shilakandam Kshiptavantaha.
Perfect. Kshiptavantaha. Very good. Balaha Shilakandam Kshiptavantaha. Well done.
Taha Drishtan.
Dushtan.
Dushtan Anindan. Taha Dushtan Nindavantaha.
Ninditavantaha. Typically, you get this ita. If you notice, palita, datta doesn't have it, but ganita has it, pidita has it. So look for that possibility, then the brain will flash saying, yes, yes, that is the form. Okay. So, taha, dushtan, ninditavatyaha. In this case, because...
Vatya.
So here you look, there is a little trouble for us. Okay. So taha is plurality of feminine nature. Okay. Sa te taha. So anindat is not having a linga attachment because kriya padas do not have linga beda. So te dushtan anindan is also possible. Taha Dushtan Anindan is also possible using lakara or the lung lakara version of the dhatu ninda. So here we cannot tell the linga from looking at the kriya pada. We have to look at this kartas linga. Kartas linga here is taha. Anindan is plural, so taha must be plural. So what gives taha in plurality? Sa te taha. Okay. So clearly it's multiplicity of ladies. So taha continues and striyaha. I have put it in the taha striyaha. Dushtan nindita vatyaha will come instead of vantaha. Okay. We have to learn to notice the linga. See, te was sahatau te, dhanikaha was singular, plural, singular masculine, yuvakaha masculine plural, dushtaha masculine plural, balaha masculine, taha feminine plural. So anindita vatyaha. Sorry,
Yeah.
no, not anindita vatyaha, nindita vatyaha.
Nindita.
Yeah, seventh one, Bagini.
Te durabhyasam
Durabhyasam.
durabhyasam atyajan. Te durabhyasam durabhyasam at
No, you remove
त्यजितवन्तः.
Good try. I will still give you half marks, but tyaktavantaha, like dattavantaha, similarly tyakta comes. Okay, tyaktavantaha. Okay, tough one to write also. So te durabhyasam tyaktavantaha. They gave up the bad habit, like that. Okay, last one for you.
Vyagraha pashun amarayan. Vyagraha pashun maritavantah.
Full marks. Vyagraha pashun maritavantaha. So the tigers killed the animals or the prey animals. Pashu here refers to some kind of a grazer. Necessarily not cows. Okay. Well done. You guys are learning well. So let's get some others involved for the next level of exercise. Of course, the difficulty level will keep increasing. Thanks, Mrunalili Varye. So now Nilima Varya is ready to take us to the next level. Nilima Divekar?
Yes.
Bagini, all the way from California. Moment we hear your voice, we are reminded of California. Lake. So answer the following questions. So little tough for you. So now you have to think lekakaha kasyai lekham likhatu, like that. Okay. So you can give a suitable answer or the answer that appeared in the book. Both are okay. The idea is kasyai. You have to notice what is the linga and the vachana of that, and give some proper noun answer to that fits roughly that position. Okay, and remove the question mark and put a full stop. So lekakaha something something lekam likatu. That's all. Okay, as a statement. But kasyai should change from that kakara or the questioning word into a proper statement. But don't use sarvanama answer like tasyai. It is one cheap way to answer and still technically be correct is lekakaha tasyai lekam likatu. But that is not good answer. Tasya is not, it's a very foo-foo type of answer. Okay. So try to not go with sarvanama, go with some proper noun. Okay. So look at the context. So it is an author and Lekham is a write-up. So he may do this write-up for something. So look for some Strilinga pada which will fit that Kasyai answer as something I, like that. Continue, Bagini. Now it's your field.
लेखकः कस्यै लेखं लिखतु लेखकः सीतायै लेखं लिखतु.
Nice. I accept that answer. Okay, see, Bagini is good. So may the author write the letter for the sake of Sita. So let us say Rama is sending a written message through Hanuman. Rama didn't need message. He will tell Hanuman once. Hanuman will be able to 100% repeat it accurately in the same Sanskrit to Sita. But suppose it was a letter, then that fits. So lekakaha arthat Ramaha Sitayai lekham likhatu, like that. Very good. But the original answer was patrikayai in the book. For the sake of patrika, which is a Strilinga pada, Or like Bhagini answered, Balikayai or Sitayai, Bhaginyai. Okay, Tasyai. Tasyai is a cheapo. I would avoid that. So one of these are smarter. Bhaginyai, Balikayai, Patrikayai. You don't have to go with the book, but make sure your answer fits the bill. Okay, you will still get the marks for Tasyai. I, as an evaluator, would frown a little bit and maybe even get the privilege to score only half marks, saying for going so cheap to replace ka with sa, artha. Okay. Huh. One more Bhagini for you. Few more for you. Continue.
Lakshmi kasmai asuyati.
What is the linga of Kasmai?
Kasmai is
Kah kauke,
pullinga.
kam kaukan, kena kabhyam, kaihi.
Kasmai
Kasmai
kabhyam
kabhyam kebhyah, right?
kebhyah.
Pullinga chaturthi ekavachana for the sake of a masculine person. Kasmai. So Lakshmihi, for the sake of which masculine person she will feel asuya? That is the question. So you have to replace Kasmai with some masculine reference.
I don't know exactly what is written in the book.
A book, it doesn't matter, Bhagini. I told you, you have the freedom. You may come with some innovative answer. Why? Who will Lakshmi having asuya for?
Lakshmi kuberam asuyati.
Not a bad one, but Kuberam is in karma position. So you have to go to
Yeah.
Chaturthi Ekavachana of Kubera Shabda. What is that?
Kuberaya.
Correct, Bhagini. You get full marks. Lakshmi Kuberaya Asuyati. Because if Lakshmi has Dana, Kubera has Dhanya. What is actually Dhanya is more important than Dana. Because even Lakshmi will need Dhanya. Very good answer. You see how smart. See, Lakshmi hi Kuberaya Asuyati, but the original book simply had Panditaya Asuyati. Because Pandita is after Saraswati. So she is having Irsha towards the Pandita. Actually, her Irsha will be towards Saraswati technically. But yeah. Yaha dhanam na vanchati tasmai panditaya asuyati. So one thing is tasmai, the sarvanama has this smai type of ending like kasmai tasmai, but normal word pullinga words have this aya ending typically. But for example, guru shabda gurave it will be okay. So different shabdas have different endings. You have to know the declensions. Okay. Haraye. Okay. Haraye. Hari shabda haraye. Like that. So here I have a nice picture. Let us see. Maharagni Lakshmi Angilebhya Kupyati. Correct. So Maharani Lakshmi will have enormous anger for the sake of Britishers. I mean, against them in that sense. So Asuya, Kopa, they all generate Chaturthi Vibhakti, right? So this is another example of Chaturthi Vibhakti generation. One more for you, Bhagini.
Vikrayikaha kasmai druhyati. Druhyati exact meaning I don't know.
Feeling of
Druhyati.
droha towards someone, like cheatiness. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cheating. Vikrayikaha grahakayai druhyati.
Grahakayai, are you sure?
Kasmai.
Just now we saw, no? Panditaya, Grahakaha,
Grahakaya
Grahakau,
druhyati.
Grahakaya. Very simple. Don't get this
Yes,
tendency of copycatting the ending from Kasmai. Okay? So, Grahakaya. Okay? Vikrayikaha, Grahakaya, Druhyati.
grahakaya druhyati.
Yeah, which Vikrayika? Yah Vikrayikah natu Nyayapati asti. Saha. One who is not in the path of Nyaya. Such a Vikrayika will cheat the customer. Okay. I have just added some color there to explain the context. Okay. Well done, Bhagini. That was a very good exercise. I think you helped us very well. So let us invite Trupti Varye. Trupti Varye. You have to now
Yes, sir.
satisfy all of us with the rest of the answers.
संस्कृतभाषः
संस्कृताभ्यासः.
संस्कृताभ्यासः
Hmm.
कस्मै रोचते?
Hmm. Kasmai is pullinga ekavachana chaturthi vibhakti, just like the earlier two cases. Okay, so kasmai rochate, to which fella Samskrita abhyasa will be likable. That one is the question. So to whom you can
संस्कृतभाषः राम रामै रोचते.
Ramaino
रामये
Ramaha Ramaya. Okay.
रामाय.
Samskritabhyasah Ramaya rochate or
Yes.
balakaya rochate, something like that. Okay. Or even you can go Uttama Purusha Mahyam rochate. Typically the sentence in the book would have been Mahyam rochate, I think, if I recall. But anyway, Samskritabhyasah Ramaya rochate, Balakaya rochate, Chhatraya rochate. Like this. Or it can even be in feminine, but it cannot be in feminine because it would have been kasyai. If it was a feminine answer expected, kasyai would have been there. So note is kasyai versus kasmai. Okay, be very careful. Kasyai is a strilinga question. Answer has to be in strilinga. Kasmai answer has to be in pullinga. Okay, or could be in napumsakalinga because kasmai also fits napumsakalinga. But here most cases pullinga will fit the answer. We don't have to go far field. Okay, so like you said, Ramaya, but it could be many other answers. Samskritabhyasah Bharatiyaya rochate. Sarvasmai rochate. Opportunity goes smai also. Sarvasmai rochate to everyone. Or Mahyam rochate. To me, it is likable. Number 5.
Yeah. गोविन्दः कस्यै गच्छति?
Govinda goes for whose sake? For whose sake and feminine reference.
So feminine and Govinda is that?
Give some answer. Go use one of his consorts. Who is a consort of Govinda?
गोविन्दः राधये गच्छति.
Correct. Okay, beautiful. Okay, but Gachati can be used with Radhayai. Nothing wrong. He goes to Radha in that sense. You can use, but then it would be more like Prati Gachati, Abhi Gachati, something like that, rather than pure Gachati. But Nagari, Mathura, these are better answers, which are also feminine rather than consort of Govinda. But an answer as a consort of Govinda was nothing wrong. Okay, so Nagaryai Gachati, Mathurayai Gachati is a easier fit because it's a location to which someone goes. Okay, Govindaha Nagaryai Mathurayai Gachati. Well done. One more Bhagini for you.
पुष्पाणि काव्य रोचन्ते.
Kabhyah. Can you decline the word? Ka ke kaha, kam ke kaha, kaya kabhyam kabhi, kasyai kabhyam kabhyah. So plurality, plural case, bahuvachana case, chaturthi vibhakti. So flowers, pushpani, kabhyah, to which all ladies. Okay, in the sense of to which all ladies in English, but it in for the sake of which all ladies is the literal translation of kabhyah. For the sake of which all ladies rochante, it becomes desirable. So very easy. So you can use some feminine reference proper noun. What do you come up with? Easy, Bhagini. See, Purusha for man. What is for ladies?
Mahila.
So answer with Mahila as the answer.
Mahilabhyah
rochante. Well done, you got it. So Pushpani Mahilabhyah rochante.
Mahilabhyam
Rochante. So like this girl is liking flowers. Okay, so Pushpani Lalanabhyah rochante. Yuvatibhyah rochante. Mahilabhyah rochante. Balabhyah rochante. Balikabhyah rochante. Many answers are fitting nice. Okay. Tabhyah is a cheap answer. If you wish to give tabhyah, it is a cheap answer. Not, I would not appreciate much. Okay. Better to go one of these. Mahila is easy, that comes to our mind. So our Yuvati also comes to. So Yuvati bhyah rochate. Mahila is akaranta pada. So less confusion. You can decline like Rama Shabda or Lata Shabda, whatever is the prototype you have learned. Easier. Okay, lata, late, lataha, latam, late, lataha, lataya, latabhyam, latabihi, latayai, latabhyam, latabhyah. So latabhyah, mahilabhyah, like that. Okay. Thanks, Bhagini. Well done. So we have a few more before we can call the thing. So this time we will crowdsource, give everyone a chance. So what is that? They are asking us to recognize the prefixes present in these verb forms. Upavishati has upa plus vishati. Okay, so upa is the upasarga there. Pratyagachat, agachat we know, we can see prati is there. So prati plus agachat, like that. So all we have to answer, you don't have to say the second half when you answer this. Just shout out the upasarga, upa, prati. If there are two of them, shout out both names. Okay, crowdsourcing the answer now. Upadishati.
Upa.
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 Very good. Upa. Pariharati.
Pari. Pari.
Pari. Okay. So that is pari plus harat. Prabhavati.
Pra.
Prabhavati. Nirgachatu.
Nir.
Actually, it is nihi. It has two forms, nihi slash nir. Okay, we call it, but you can say nir. Okay, nirgachatu. Nivartate.
Nir.
Correct. Ni plus vartate. Abhyuhate.
Abhi.
Abhi. Correct. Abhi uhate. Abhyuhate. End sandhi has happened. Abhi plus uhate. Well done. Okay. Alokate. Ang. You have to put it with the nga. Okay. Ang plus lokate. Ang. So I put it in gray here. Ang plus lokate. But if you write a, it's not causal error. Try to remember to put nga for ang. Okay. Utprekshate.
Ut and
Ut and prekshate. Well done. Ut. I also failed. Ut plus pra plus ikshate. Caught us. Prekshate itself has upasarga pra. Ikshate. Iksh means to observe, to watch. Na? So pra ikshate watches with focus. Utprekshate means looks up, something like that. Or in the sense of, utpreksha is in the sense of overblowing something also. Seeing something beyond what it is also called utpreksha. Na? That basically means, physically it means seeing something for more than what it is utpreksha, like that. So it's actually, in literal meaning, it means to see more than keenly observe what is there. Utpreksha. It's taken the deeper meaning in the noun form. Anyway, utprekshate. If somebody starts praising another too much, we say, "Hey, saha utprekshate," like that. Chumma is telling too much, like that. Okay. Parikshate.
Pari.
Pari plus ikshate. This one is directly just pari plus ikshate. Very good. So examines. See how the iksh dhatu, which is to observe, has extended to parikshate, which means to examine with a more discerning eye. So parikshate. Look from all directions, like that. Upaharat. It is actually aharat comes from lung. Upa plus aharat. Okay. Savarna dirgha has happened. Upa plus aharat. Paharat. Okay, then ullanghate.
U plus langate.
U is not there. Ut is there. Okay. Ut plus langate. Now how takara becomes lakara? There is a sandhi. Okay. Torli it is called. In the presence of this second lakara and the first letter, no, that takara will soften itself to a lakara. Okay. It's called torli, and it's one of the sandhis there in the Vyanjana sandhi list. Okay. Latvam. Okay. So ullangate it will become ut plus langhate. Then pratyagachat, more than one upasarga.
Prati plus ang.
Prati plus ang. Very good. Prati plus ang plus agachat. Okay, okay, because you see very carefully. If it was prati plus agachat, then it would have been pratyagachat. There wouldn't have been a dirgha ya there. Okay, I'll show it here. You see, prati plus ang plus agachat becomes pratyagachat because dirgha akara will come there. If it was directly prati plus agachat, which is also a legal pair, then it would have been pratyagachat. There wouldn't have been a dirgha. Plus e plus a is just end. Pratyagachat. Yakara will come. So pratyagachat will come for this. Because of ang, there is a pratyagachat sense there. Okay, so two upasargas, prati plus ang. So it's a good exercise what they have given. A few more. Let us see if in my. I think I should have added this kind of exercise in my lesson, my quiz also. But not many are attempting my quiz. I'm a bit disappointed. Some 3-4 guys honestly try every quiz, but others are not trying at all. Please try. Huh? I have put some effort in constructing those quizzes. Marks don't matter. Just try them. Okay. So let's take a break for 3 minutes. 12:20 we will gather back and go for some more time. Okay. Take a nice water break. 3 minutes. 12:20 we will continue the readings. Okay. Okay. Welcome back to the class. Good. Nobody left. That's nice. So now Vyavaharika Shabdaha. Grihopakarnani. Grihasya Upakarnani. Okay. Griha Upakarnani. Grihopakarnani due to the compulsory sandhi in a Samasapada. Grihopakarnani. Upakarana is an instrument that is essential in some activity. Okay, so upakarana. So it helps in some doing something. So upakarana. So gruha upakarana, gruhopakarana. Very simple construction. Napumsaka shabda. So in plural, karanani. Upakaranam, upakaranani. So let us get people to read this for us to help us understand these new words. Uma Varye, Uma K. Can you unmute yourself, Bhagini?
Yes, sir.
Bhagini, slowly, if you can read from 1 to this one, this time table goes left, right, left, right. I don't know how I have the picture. Just let me try. Okay, I have followed the number correctly. So please read the things in the 1-2 order, Bhagini. Yeah.
Asandaha, chair.
Mm,
Karadipaha, torch.
mm.
Talaha, lock. Kataha, mat. Dandadipaha, tube light. Pinjaha, switch. Samikaraha, iron box. Darpanaha, mirror. Syutaha, bag. Nalika, tap. Agni petika, matchbox. Kunchika, key. Duramani, telephone. Shayya, bed. Kapatika, almirah. Javanika, curtain. Avakarika, dustbin. Petika, box. Chulli, oven. Pushpadhani, flower vase. Sammarjani, broom. Upadhanam, pillow. Padashodhanam, foot rug. Vyanjanam, fan. Kankatam, comb. Chhatram, umbrella.
Excellent, Bhagini. Well read. Thank you. That was very precise. So, asandaha. Okay, this one. Okay, let me just only say the Sanskritam as I open the icons. That is a better memorial also. Asandaha, karadipaha, talaha, kataha, dandadipaha, pinjaha, samikaraha, darpanaha, syutaha, nalika, अग्निपेटिका कुंचिका दूरवाणी शय्या कपाटिका जवनिका अवकरिका पेटिका चुल्ली पुष्पाधानी. See the dirgha. पुष्पाधानी सम्मार्जनी. These are all Strilinga padas. So starting from Nalika onwards, we got into Strilinga. And first we got the Akarantas, then we got the Ikarantas, right? So very precisely organized that way. Okay. Sammarjani, broom. Then Upadhanam. Upadhanam. Padashodhanam. Padashodhanam. The name itself is illustrative. Cleaner of the feet. Padashodhanam. Huh. Vyajanam. Vyajanam. Don't confuse it with Vyanjanam. Vyanjanam is different. Vyajanam is different. Vyajanam. Vyajanam. Pankha. Kankatam. Kankatam. Don't confuse it with um, sometimes you confuse it with bangles. Huh? Should not confuse it. No, that is kankanam. Okay, this is kankatam. Okay, this is kumb. Kankatam. Then chatram. Chatram, umbrella. Okay, all right. Any questions? Okay, all right. Some words carried forward into our current language. We definitely use them. Agni Petika is a Yaugika Shabda, Agni and Petika. So that one is very straightforward. And Avakarika. Avakara means waste, so avakarika is she who receives waste, like that in this feminine sense. Bhagini, is there a question?
Yes, Mahoday.
Huh. What happened? Not able to hear you anymore,
Ah,
Bhagini. Huh.
yeah. What would one call a smart class?
What
Smart
would
class.
smart
Smart class.
smart class?
We have in the school classrooms, we have
Huh.
smart classes with a whiteboard and a projector. I mean,
Ah,
technology, uh,
technology. So you can use
innovated classrooms,
uh, you can
technologically
use
innovated
Kaksha.
classrooms.
Kaksha is for classroom. Okay, you can call it modern class, the Nutana Kaksha, or you can Adhunika Kaksha. That
Adhunika,
sense.
okay.
Adhunika Kaksha gives the sense of something being revolutionary about it. Okay, so
Adhunika
Adhunika
Kaksha
Kaksha
would be
is a
a,
good,
okay.
good enough to go that far. You don't
Okay.
need to go
Okay.
Sanganaka and all those complications. Okay,
Okay.
Adhunika.
Okay. Okay, mother. Thank you.
Welcome. Good. These are techniques for coming up with your own yogika shabda. Don't go literally translating from English, like, smart. So, buddhiman kaksya, like that is not correct. Doesn't make sense in Samskrita. So, adhunika kaksya is the reason for that smart class. So, that's better. Okay. All right. So, I noticed this beautiful Godrej Almera, which all of from our childhood we remember. That huge nice making steel almeras we used to use. Okay.
Sir, what is the word for table, sir?
PT is thing, we call it Utpitika.
Utpitika.
Pitika is basically a short pitika at a low level. You keep murtis on, etc. No, or you sit down for lunch, etc. That is pitika. Utpitika is a heightened version of that. That is a table. Okay.
Utpetika. Okay, thank you, sir.
With the upasarga ut. Okay. So Prahelika. Today's Prahelika quiz. दन्तैर्हीनः शिलाभक्षी निर्जीवो बहुभाषकः गुणस्यूति समृद्धोऽपि परपादेन गच्छति. वेरी इजी वन गाइस. दन्तैर्हीनः शिलाभक्षी निर्जीवो बहुभाषकः गुणस्यूति समृद्धोऽपि Parapadena gacchati. That's a nice raga. I liked it myself. What I sang. Okay. Dantaihi hinaha. Dantair hinaha. Visarga repha sandhi we call it. Dantaihi hinaha. Hinaha means bereft of. Something less in the person. What is less with what? Dantaihi hinaha. That means bereft of teeth. So toothless. Okay. Dantair hinaha. Toothless. Okay. Shila bhakshi. Bhakshi is one who eats. Okay. Shila bhakshi, one who eats stone. So stone eater. Nirjivaha, without life. One without life. Bahubhashakaha. He, he talks a lot. Despite being Nirjiva, it does TikTok a lot. To use the app name. Okay. Huh. Gunasyuti samruddha api. So this samruddho is utva visarga, api is purva rupa sandhi with the elision of the akara shown with the avagraha. All right. Gunasyuti samruddha means what? Guna syuti means guna is the name for stitch. Okay. In the context of syuti is for stitching. Okay. So stitched bag samruddha. So despite being enriched with a bag that is stitched, something like that. Okay, stitched bag. Despite being enriched with a stitch bag, like that. Okay, basically it indicates some kind of baggy nature to it with stitches. Okay, all right. Gunasyuti samruddha api parapadena gachati. He goes by the using the feet of another. Parapadena. With the feet of another, it moves. It doesn't have movement of its own, but it moves with the feet of another. Very easy answer. So with bereft of teeth, but does eat stone. See the contrast, okay? Despite having no teeth, he eats stones. Despite having no life, he speaks a lot. Okay. And despite being, despite enriched with a lot of gunas, okay. I mean, in this case, that is one meaning, lot of good qualities. But in another meaning, literal sense is despite being filled with a bag of stitch, being a stitched bag, he goes by the other pada. Each of them have that. Sometimes this is called Vyangyartha, okay, and Sadharanartha, normal Lakshitartha, Vyangyartha. These meanings are taken. Vyangyartha here is Gunasyuti Samruddha. The Vyangyartha is the despite being rich, like that. Okay, but that is not so applicable for what we are going to find the answer for. But anyway, it's interesting. Okay, so guys, can you try? Without teeth, it eats stone. Without life, it speaks much. Even if possessed with wealth of virtues, it moves on with others' feet. What could it be? Can you guess? Very easy answer.
So it has to be slippers or shoes. Sir.
Slippers,
Slippers or
chappal.
shoes.
Chappal
Yeah.
fits the thing better because it's like a bag of stitches like that. And this is the clue. Parapadena gacchati is a big clue.
So it has to be pada something.
See here, this
Rakshaka.
Padarakshakam.
Padarakshaka.
Bahubhashakaha, you see why Bahubhashakaha? Because especially if you remember stilettos, they make a lot of noise, no? Taka taka like that. So that one. Okay. Shila Bakshi, because when we walk, it is taking care of us by actually preventing stones from hurting us. So it eats the stones and protects us. Dantairhinaha api Shila Bakshi, that sense. Okay. All right. So Padaraksha, okay, Padaraksham na Padaraksha it is strilinge asti, sandal. The word guna has two meanings, qualities like pain, pleasure, etc. Sandals have thread stitches, that is also gunasyuti. So therefore they are regarded as possessed with gunas. Okay, this is the tick tock sound. This one fits the bill very nicely. You see our Kolhapuri chappal, you can see it is actually a gunasyuti samruddha Padaraksha. Oh, no more beautiful Padaraksha can be found. I'm sure Rajasthanis make some beautiful ones, but these are nice. So this is here. See, Dantair Hinaha Shila Bakshi picture is this one. Nice. Dantair Hinaha Shila Bakshi Nirjivo Bahubashakaha Gunasyuti Samruddhopi Parapadena Gacchati Padaraksha. Okay. So Sangrahya Vishayaha. So what is the subject today? It is Surya. So in our collectible verses, we get Surya today. Okay, Surya. So it's a beautiful depiction of Surya with his 7 horses. Hmm? These are there is some symbolism associated with each horse. I'm sure many here would know the answer. But if you see in Greek culture, the sun god is also shown with the 4 horses for in their culture. So Yavana Devaha Helios, they call him Helios. Helios is their name. So Greece Deshiya. Yavana we call it Yavana Deva. I mean, Greece god is Yavana Deva for us. There was collaboration between Greeks and Indians in the ancient times. It is seen in our Hora Shastra. If you see our Hora Shastra Grantha of Varaha Mihira, there is lot of reference to parallel names by which the Greeks refer to the zodiac with respect to Indian zodiac names. Okay, such references are abundant in Hora Shastra. Okay, so Surya Dhyeyas sada savitramandalamध्यवर्ती नारायणः सरसिजासन सन्निविष्टः केयूरवान् मकरकुण्डलवान् किरीटी हारी हिरण्मयवपुर्धृतशङ्खचक्रः. This is all qualities of Surya in one verse. Okay, so sada dhyeyah. Okay, always is the one who is to be focused upon and prayed to. Dhyeyaha, the one who is to be focused upon and prayed to. One simple compact word for such a target, dhyeyaha. Dhyeya, as you know, is also means our focused target, also is one meaning, right? In this case, because it's dhyeyaha in pullinga, it is for surya. So sada dhyeyaha, and also other qualities of surya. It gives so many beautiful qualities. Savitra Mandala Madhyavarti. Savitra Mandala. Savitra is actually another name. One who resides in the middle of the solar system, we can call it. Okay, Savitra Mandala. Okay, so one who resides in the middle of the solar system. Savitra Mandala Madhyavarti. Okay, Narayanaha. Of course, another name for him. So Narayanaha. Sarasijasana Sannivishtaha. Sarasija is Kamala. Pankaja, Kamalam, Sarasija, all are Paryaya padas for lotus. Okay. So Sarasija Asana Sannivishtaha. Asana is the seat. Sarasija is the lotus. So lotus seat. Sarasijasane Sannivishtaha. Sarasijasana Sannivishtaha. Saptami. Adhikarana is the asana. So asane Sannivishtaha. Okay. Sannivishtaha, properly seated, properly located. Beautiful, na? So Sarasijasana Sannivishtaha. Another epithet for Surya. Keyuravan. This epithet is there for Narayana also. So Keyuravan, one who is wearing the armlet, the rings around the bhuja, they call it Keyura. So the beautiful decorative armlets. Okay. So one with such a beautiful armlet. Makara Kundalavan, one who has kundalas, which means Karna Kundala means the ear drops or ear wear. So he is having ear ornaments which are in the shape of Makara, in the shape of crocodile. So must have been a very popular shape for ear drops. We have to resurrect it. I haven't seen a crocodile eardrop nowadays. Ladies here will of course tell me if I am wrong, but Makara Kundalavan. Okay, so he is of having that kind of kundalas. Then Kiriti, one who is wearing a kirita on his head. So he is Kiriti. Then Hari, one who is wearing a garland. These are all Narayana's paryaya, also happens to be also Surya's paryaya. Hiranmaya Vapu Dhruta Shanka Chakraha. Hiranmaya Vapuhu has to be separated, Visargarepa. So Hiranmaya Vapuhu. Vapu means Sharira. Okay, whose body is filled with goldenness. Hiranmaya is full of gold. So Surya obviously is a Hiranmaya Vapu. He literally is shining like gold. Okay, so Hiranmaya Vapuhu Surya. Dhruta Shanka Chakraha, one who is wearing Shanka and Chakra. Dhruta Shankaha, Dhruta Chakraha, Dhruta Shanka Chakraha. Shanka Chakra is a Dvandva, then Dhruta Shankaha is a Bahuvrihi. Okay, so that's how it goes. ध्येयः सदा सवित्रमण्डलमध्यवर्ती नारायणः सरसिजासनसन्निविष्टः केयूरवान् मकरकुण्डलवान् किरीटी हारी हिरण्मयवपुः धृतशङ्खचक्रः or हिरण्मयवपुर्धृतशङ्खचक्रः. Like that it goes. Kind of has a open ending, nice. But because the Dhyeya Sada has come all the way in the beginning, normally Namaha Astute or something will come in the last pada. Here they led off with it. Dhyeya Sada. One should always pray to Narayana, who shines at the center of the sun's orb. He is seated on a lotus and is wearing armlets, ear ornaments shaped like crocodile, a crown, a garland, a necklace, a conch, and a discus, and shines with a golden form. Okay. Two of the things are directly applicable to Surya. Savitri Mandala Madhyavarti, Hiranmaya Vapuhu. Others are generic qualities of Narayana. So Yeah, you can say it Surya, you can say it's in Narayana's prayer, also in the form of Surya partially. Okay. This one in our Sandhya Vandana Paddhati, you will find in many Sandhya Vandana Prakaranas, this mantra will come. Because Sandhya Vandana is about Surya Vandana, you will find this comes in most Sandhya Vandana mantras. Okay. So it is recited as part of the Gayatri mantra japa, etc. This also comes for Surya Puja. Okay. Tam Suryam Jagatam Natham Jnana Vijnana Mokshadam Mahapapaharam Devam Tam Suryam Pranamamyaham. Simple shloka meter, very familiar for us. That one was a longer meter. I wish I can ID and put down all those details, but anyway. So tam suryam jagatam natham, everything is karma position, you see. So some verses are using prathama vibhakti and say sahadhyayah, and some are saying such a fellow should I bow down to. So God goes to karma position for the bowing. Okay, so tam suryam jagatam natham, very easy to understand. That Surya who is the natha of the jagat, who is the protector and the leader of the world, Jnana Vijnana Mokshadam, Jnanadam Vijnanadam Mokshadam. Okay, so this is kind of a samasta with a dvandva and then followed by one who gives type of sense. Okay, so this dam suffix yaha dadati, then it comes, it's kind of a taddita pratyaya. Okay, so mokshadam, mokshadaha is the original, mokshadam is karma position. One who gives moksha, jnanadam, one vijnanadam, one who gives worldly knowledge, jnanadam, one who gives knowledge for the path of moksha. So in Shastra Vangmaya, the word jnana and vijnana are very carefully defined. Vijnana is those knowledges that are of practical use for living in this world, also very important. So lot of the Shastra is about vijnana. But the ultimate Shastra, you can call it as Upanishadic Shastras, Vedantic Shastras, they are Jnanadaha, Jnanadaha. Okay, so they are givers of the moksha path, Jnanadaha. All right, the ultimate destination. Vijnana gives us temporary destinations. Jnana gives us ultimate destination. So it's nice. Jnana Vijnana Mokshadam. Mahapapaharam. Mahapapaharaha is his name. One who is resolver or remover of great sins in us, of course. Okay. Devam, simple, to that Deva. Tam, again it is used as a pada puranaka, because tam is already there. Why duplication? To finish the pada, the Kavi has thrown in tam. Okay. Suryam pranamamyaham. So this is very direct. To Surya I bow down. Aham pranamami. Uttama Purusha. Aham pranamami. Nam dhatu pra upasarga pranamami. Uttama latlakara Uttama Purusha ekavachana. Pranamami. Aham pranamami. Even aham is mentioned. So Suryam, tam Suryam pranamamyaham is the working portion of the verse. All the rest is giving quality. Again, tam Suryam has come twice. Padapuraka. Okay, but it has no. You can potentially take two different meanings of Surya in two places if you wish. Okay, all right. Tam Suryam Jagatam Natham Jnana Vijnana Mokshadham Mahapapaharam Devam Tam Suryam Pranamamyaham. Okay, I have the word by word breakdown here of those if you wish to. Savitru Mandala Madhyavarti Sarasija Asana Sannivishtaha. I think Sarasija Asanava, Sarasija Asanava Drashtavyam Tatra. Keyuravan Makara Kundalavan Kiriti Hari Hiranmaya Vapuhu Dhruta Shanka Chakraha Narayanaha Surya Devaha Asmabihi Sada Dhyeyaha Bhavati. By us all, he is always the one to be prayed to. Jagatam Natham Jnana Vijnana Mokshadam Mahapapaharam Tam Devam Suryam Aham Pranamami. Very easy. Second verse, it's not too much fight at all to break down. Okay, any questions? I bow to that sun god who is the Lord of the universe. So here, Jagatam Natham, Lord of the universe, bestower of knowledge of the ultimate, scientific knowledge. You see, knowledge of the ultimate, Jnanam, scientific knowledge, Vijnanam, and salvation, Moksha, Mokshadam, one who is provider of moksha, and remover of the worst sins, Mahapapaharam. So sun god, Suryam Devam, they have taken into sun god. Yeah, good translation. Nothing has been neglected in the translation. Any questions? Okay. So with that, I think we will call it a day. So tomorrow we will continue our closing out the 7th chapter. We continue with Samskrita Vangmaya Parichayaha tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow's subject of Samskrita Vangmaya is Kavyas. So various classifications of, to some extent, classification of Kavya and then some examples. Very nice. So we'll conclude today. Any questions in the end of the class? Lata Bagini, you're unmuted. You have a question?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, but okay, all right. Thank you very much. Let us do a prayer to close out. Sahana Vavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So if you notice Vahai I we do, that is because actually at that Vahai, if you see the Vedic accented text, there will be a double vertical bar. Okay. So the double vertical bar indicates that duplication of the I that we do when reciting. Okay. Of course, uh, Vedic accents, I don't know myself. They are so nicely to read. But there is Anudatta, Udatta, Swarita, and then this Gum type of notes, and then this double vertical bars, which is Vahai I typically comes in the end of the padas. So this many beautiful ways in which they accent the Vedic verses and actually sing it in a very mesmerizing manner. There are some nice examples on YouTube by one Veda Vigdwan called Ganapati Shastri or somebody like that who has some good recitals. All right, so we'll call it a day again, praying for Shanti of the Atma of our dear friend of India, Shri Abe. Astu. Namo Namaha.